Good morning, guys. How is everyone today? All righty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to give one more minute for everybody to come in so we can get started. Still have people in the waiting room spinning as they're trying to enter. Please have your vocabulary that you did for homework last night next to you. We're going to do the vocabulary and the vocabulary story and the literary terms together, okay? Thank you for all of those students who remembered to write their name in for attendance. All right. We'll just wait one more minute. I don't want to leave anyone out. Remember, the chat is only for attendance, only for you to write your name, not for chatting. Chat, it's only there for me if I need to contact you on the side to discuss something. It's not for you guys to talk back and forth to me or for you to talk back and forth to each other. Okay. All right. We're still missing about 6 people. So I guess we'll go ahead and start. And hopefully they will join soon. Attendance is reported daily. When you don't attend, it is reported to administration. When you don't turn in your homework, also reported to administration. So everyone make sure that you stay on top of your assignments and you attend the meetings on time. Okay, let's start with the vocabulary. I'm going to call on people today, so you don't need to raise your hands. Let's see. Let's start with I hear somebody flipping papers. Who has their mic on other than me? All right, that means I have not muted you. Without allowing you to unmute, let me mute everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the first word. The first word is boycott. Boycott. Okay, Jada, can you read us the definition for boycott, please?
Okay, Miss Amanda.
Thank you. When you guys are answering questions, you can turn your camera on and turn it off after you answer, okay? No problem for me.
Okay.
Okay.
To join others in refreshing, to do business with a person or organism.
Organization. Okay. So when we boycott something, it means that we planned with other people to refuse to buy or to deal with a person, maybe a country or a business, all of these things. It means that we come together and we decide we're not going to deal with this particular business anymore. We're not going to buy their products. We're not going to deal with the nation anymore. Maybe Egypt decides not to deal with another nation, or we're not going to deal with a particular person. Now, boycotting means we're not going to have anything to do with them. When we boycott something, we do that because we have a reason to do it. Something they are doing we do not like. Okay? Like, say for instance, thank you, Jada. Say for instance that in the canteen at school. So they are selling, let's see, say they are selling cheeseburgers and pizza and chocolate cake and hot dogs. Okay? Now, we decide these are not the healthiest choices that we can make. So we decide as a class that we're going to boycott the canteen. We're not going to buy any of the canteen's products. Now, we hope that by boycotting, we're going to push them to change what they are doing. Because if we're not buying their stuff, then they're not making any money, right? So we try to change what they are doing that we don't like by not doing business with them. This is boycott, okay? All right, read the sentence for me, please, Leanne, for boycott.
Okay. Joanne bought apples instead of grapes after she joined the grape boycott.
Okay, so Joan is part of the grape boycott, which means they're not buying grapes. Maybe the grapes are grown on a farm where they let small children work in the fields, so they don't like the policy of the grape farmers. Maybe the grape farmers don't use clean water to water their produce, so they don't want to buy from them because they want to change the way that they water the plants. It could be any reason that causes people to come together and boycott, but they come together and join together because they do not want to deal with this business anymore. Mohammed, do you have a question?
Miss Amanda, after the Civil War, the black people boycotted the stuff that they bought, that the white American bought, and then their economy dropped because the black people didn't
Okay,
buy the material.
this is part of our story for the week, right?
Yes.
Yes, so let's discuss that when we get to the story. But very good observation, Mohammed. You are right. That is a form of protest. They use the boycott to affect the store's profit. Very good, Mohammed. Okay, but we'll discuss more about that when we get into the story. Let's go ahead and move on to the next word. Thank you very much, Layanne. Abdul Rahman, can you tell us the meaning of the word encouragement?
Yes. Encouragement means the act of supporting and giving hope or confidence.
That's excellent, Abdul Rahman. I knew if I called on you, you would give a very good answer. Thank you very much for your wonderful answer and helping us this morning to understand the word encouragement. Now, if you notice, the way I spoke to Abdurrahman is in a way that encourages him. I am speaking to him, saying very nice things, appreciating his effort, and this is a way of encouraging him to make him feel confident and good about himself, and it makes him feel hopeful that he can do other things as well. All right, so this is encouragement. When you support someone in a way that makes them feel good about themselves and makes them believe that they can do something, okay? All right, let's see. Adito, can you read the sentence for encouragement for us?
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
The encouragement we needed to win the game came from our fans.
So thank you. If you see in the picture, we see that the people are screaming for their team and cheering for their team. So this is encouraging to the players, and they want to win because they want to make their fans happy. Thank you, Adito. All right, Iad, your hand is up. Do you have a question?
No, I just wanted to answer.
Okay, the first thing I said this morning is that I'm going to call on people. You guys don't need to raise your hand to answer today. Yes, Iad.
I just want to answer.
Okay, I will call on everybody will get a chance to answer something today. Okay, I'll call on you guys. You don't have to raise your hand today. I'm calling on everybody. All right, let's see. Basil. Hello, Basil.
Yes.
Can you tell us what the word fulfill means? Fulfill.
To finish or carry out.
Okay. So to fulfill something means that you, like if you fulfill a promise, if you tell someone that you promise to do something, once you do that and you finish it or you carry out the promise that you made, you have fulfilled your promise. Fulfill means to complete, to finish, to do what you said you will do. Thank you very much, Basil.
Welcome.
All right. Okay, Iad Adil, can you read for us, please, the sentence for fulfill?
Okay, injustice. Injustice is something that is not right.
No, honey, I didn't ask you to do injustice. I asked you to read the sentence for fulfill.
Sentence for fulfill.
Yes, the sentence for fulfill. It's on the
Okay.
screen or in your book on page 192 if you have your book open.
Juris got to fulfill his dream of performing in the school talent show.
Okay, thank you. So fulfill, we said, is to complete or to finish or to do something that you set out to do. So fulfill in this sentence, the young man in the photo named Jules has a dream of being in his school talent show. And so he fulfilled his dream because he participated. Okay, thank you, Ian. All right, next. Good morning, Farah.
Good morning, Miss Amanda.
Can you read the definition for injustice, please?
Sure. Injustice, unfairness, something that is not right.
That's right. Injustice means that something is not fair. Okay, it means that whatever is done is not the correct thing that should be done. Okay? All right, so injustice, let's think of an injustice. Remember when we talked about how in early America, white people owned black people? Like I told you, if you own a notebook or you own a car, uh, white people owned black people the same way. They were possessions. They were not treated like people, they were treated like something that you could buy and sell. Okay, and this is an injustice because, of course, we should never treat another human being this way. Thank you, Farah. We're going to move on now. Farida, can you read the sentence for us, please, for injustice?
The definition or like in the book?
The sentence in the book, sweetheart.
All right. The children felt that it was injustice that they were not allowed on the roller coaster because they were too short.
Okay, so if we look at the picture, we see three children who are standing in line waiting to get on the ride for the roller coaster. They look pretty sad, right? Well, that's
Yeah.
because they were told they're not big enough to ride. And so they think it's really unfair that they're not allowed to ride. Okay? All right, thank you very much, Farida. Next, we have Hamza. Hamza, good morning.
Good morning.
Hamza, can you give us the definition, please, of mistreated?
Sure. Treated bad, treated badly or in a cruel way.
Okay, so mistreated means that you're not treated in a way that is good, you're treated in a bad way. Mistreated means that someone is not nice to you. If we look at the picture of the dog next to the little boy, the dog looks very sad. He does not look happy. Okay, thank you, Hamza, very much.
Yeah.
All right. Iyad, can you read the sentence, please, for us for mistreated?
Okay. Treated badly.
Can you read the sentence, please, for us for mistreated?
Mistreated is treated badly
Can you
or in a
read the
cruel way.
sentence? Can you read the sentence for us, please, for mistreated? Hamza gave us the definition. I want you to read the sentence, please.
Tom felt that the dog's former owner had harmed and mistreated her.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so if, like I said, the dog looks very sad in this photo. Tom is the little boy, and he feels like someone mistreated or hurt this dog based on the dog's action, based on the way the dog looks, okay? So again, mistreated is to treat someone or something in a bad way. All right. Jenna, can you tell us what the meaning of protest is?
Yes. Protest. Complained or expressed disbelief. Complained or expressed disbelief against something.
Okay, so when you don't agree with something and you think that something is wrong, some people come together just like the boycott. The boycott is a type of protest. People come together and they object. They don't agree with the way something is done. So they come together and they voice their opinion. They make a way of showing that they don't like what is going on. So one type of protest is a boycott, which we talked about before when we refuse to do business with someone or to deal with someone. A protest is when we object to something. We don't agree with it, and we let people know that we don't agree with it, okay? Thank you, Jenna. Good morning, Jemana. Can you please read the sentence for protest for us?
The children decided to protest the destruction of the forest.
Okay, so the children are protesting, which means they don't agree with what is going on. See how they're holding up signs that say save our forest? They are making a stand. They are saying what they don't agree with, and they are protesting by showing people what they think and how they don't agree with what is going on. In this case, it's that people are destroying the forest. So they are holding up signs that say save our forest. Okay, thank you, Jamana.
You're welcome.
All right. Good morning, Leila.
Good morning.
How are you, dear? Can you please tell us what qualified means?
Qualified means qualified having the need abilities for something meeting the requirements.
Okay, so qualified means that you have the ability to do something. Okay? It means that you meet the requirements necessary to do something. Like for instance, can Miss Amanda do brain surgery? Can I operate on someone's brain?
No.
No, of course not. I'm not qualified to operate on someone's brain. So being qualified means that you have the ability and the requirements to do something, okay? What about Leela? Are you qualified to take an exam for 12th grade?
No.
No, of course not. Okay, so this is what it means to be qualified. When you have the abilities and you have the requirements to do something. Now, Leila, are you qualified to take an exam for 4th grade?
Yes.
Yes, right. That's right. So it's our abilities and the requirements that are necessary to do something. Thank you, Leila. Okay. Farida, do you have a question?
No, I just wanted to answer.
Okay, honey, I'm calling on everyone to answer. So I told them they didn't need to raise their hand today, okay? And you have already called on you once, so let's get to everybody else before we start to repeat people, okay? All right, qualified. Let's see. Melik, can you please read the sentence for qualified?
Yes. Dr. Smith is more qualified than the nurse to tell what treatment the boy needs.
Okay. Again, qualified means that he is able to do something and he meets the requirements necessary to do it. So this doctor has gone to school, he has studied, and he is able to make the diagnosis as to whether or not the boy needs a certain treatment. The nurse is qualified to be a nurse, not a doctor. So the doctor has special qualifications that allow him to decide what treatment is needed. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, Malik.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Moaz.
Good morning.
Moaz, can you please tell us the definition for the word registered?
Okay. Wrote on a list or recorded.
Okay, right. When we register something, it means that we add our name to a list. Okay, like for instance, if I say to participate in the spelling bee, you must register your name with Miss Amira. That means that if you want to be a part of the spelling bee, you have to go and write your name on the list with Miss Amira to be part. This is how we register. We add our name and have our name placed on a list. We can go tell Miss Amira, please register me. Miss Amira will write your name. Okay. All right. Please read the sentence for us, Muhammad, for registered.
Hello?
Hello, Muhammad.
Hi, miss. I will read. Register. The woman gave her address so that she could register to vote.
That's right. So she could be registered to vote. Okay. So when you are voting, you must go and you have to fill out paperwork and register your name before you can vote. So here we have the lady standing. She's probably taking out her ID or filling out the paperwork. It's a little small, I can't tell. But she is going to register and she's going to give her name to the woman sitting here who is taking names for the people who want to vote. So she registers by adding her name to the list. Okay. Thank you, Muhammad. All right, that's our vocabulary again. I'll very quickly recap. Boycott. When you come together, a group that joins together in refusing to deal with or buy from a person, a business, or even a nation. Okay, encouragement is to give words that make a person feel confident about themselves, inspire them to believe in themselves, make them think that they are capable of doing something. Okay, fulfill means to finish, to complete, to do what you say you are going to do. Injustice is when something is not fair. Okay, injustice is when you are not doing what injustice is when someone feels that you're not doing what is right. Mistreated is to be treated badly. Okay? Remember the sad dog. To be treated badly. Protest is when people don't agree with something, they object to the way it's done, and they come together to voice or to show that they don't agree with it. Okay? Qualified is when you have the capabilities, you're able to do something, and you meet the requirements necessary to do something. Registered is to add your name to a list, okay? We register by adding our name to a list. All right, that's our vocabulary for the week. We're going to read Judy's Appalachia on page 194 in the Reading Writing Workshop. Okay, Judy's Appalachia on page 194 in the Reading Writing Workshop. I'll give you 1 minute for everybody to get the page. Page 194. All right, now we'll continue right down our list, and we're going to start to read. Okay, let's see, I stopped with Muhammad. Guys, put your hands down, please. I told you I was going through the list today and making sure everybody has a chance to answer. Omar, Judy's Appalachia. Can you read the first paragraph for us, please? Hello, Omar. Remember we talked about how to unmute yourself when I send you the request? Hello, Omar. Guys, remember I told you it's not enough to join the meeting. You have to be able to participate and be available when you're called upon, ready to answer. Hello, Omar. All right, Pilar, do you have your book with you?
Yes, Miss Amanda.
Great, honey. Can you read the first paragraph for us, please?
Okay, 1 second.
You have the book open? Pilar, do you have your book open?
Yes,
Okay, go ahead.
1 second.
Honey, you muted yourself again. Yes, we can hear you. Raise your voice so we can hear you reading, okay?
Okay.
If you don't have the page, tell me. I'll come back to you.
Okay. I was having the wrong book.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Reem? Hello, Reem.
Hello, Miss Amanda.
Can you read the first paragraph first, please?
Okay. Julie Bones, 6 years old, grandson, stood in a creek in West Virginia.
Virginia.
He held up a handful of dead fish and asked, What's wrong with these fish? All around her, dead fish flattened belly up in the water. That they became
be- became a turning
Point.
point for Judy Borred's
Bonds.
bonds. She decided to fight back against the ghost mining companies that were weep po- po-
Poisoning.
poisoning her home.
Okay, so um, this woman has decided to stand up to a coal mining company that's poisoning the home where she lives. Okay, so she's decided to protest. She's going to stand up for what she thinks is wrong, and she's going to protest. We're going to run out of time, so I'm going to continue reading. I will read, and I may have to stop the meeting a couple of minutes early because remember the problem I had with converting yesterday? I may stop a few minutes early. Okay, I'm going to read and I'll try to finish the story for you and discuss it, and then we'll do the literary terms in the second session. We'll start with that. You'll also need your language arts materials for the second session. Okay, so this woman is going to stand up and fight the coal mining company that is poisoning her home. Norfolk, West Virginia. The daughter of a coal miner, Judy Bonds, was born in Norfolk, West Virginia in 1952. The people of Norfolk had been coal miners for generations because coal mining provided people with jobs. Coal gave people the energy they needed to light and warm their homes. But Norfolk wasn't just a place where coal miners lived. Norfolk was home to a leafy green valley or holler, surrounded by the Appalachian Mountains on every side. Judy's family had lived in Norfolk for generations. Judy grew up there, swimming and fishing in the river. She raised a daughter there. Mountaintop removal mining. An energy company came to Norfolk in the 1990s. It began a process called mountaintop removal mining using dynamite, and the company blew off the tops of mountains to get at the large amounts of coal underneath. The process was quicker than the old method of digging for coal underground, but it caused many problems. Whole forests were destroyed. So this way of getting to the coal was cheaper and it was faster, but it destroyed the forest around it. Dust from the explosions filled the air and settled over the towns. Coal sludge, a mixture of mud, chemicals, and coal dust, got into the creeks and rivers. Pollution from the mountaintop removal mining began making people living in the towns below the mountains sick. In the area where Judy lived, coal sludge flowed into the rivers and streams. People packed up and left. Judy was heartbroken. The land she loved was being mistreated, so they were treating the land very badly. She realized that the valley had always been her home. She realized that the valley that had always been her home had been poisoned. So this sludge and stuff was damaging the area that she lived in. No longer a safe place to live, it had become dangerous. Judy, her daughter, and her grandson had to leave. Working for change. Something had to be done about the pollution. Judy decided it was important to protest. Remember, we stand up against something we think is wrong when we protest, against strip mining and demand that it be stopped. She felt that she must try to keep the area safe for people. She felt qualified to talk to groups about the injustice of whole towns being forced to move and mountains and forests being destroyed, all because of strip mining. After all, she had grown up in a mining family. She felt like she knew enough about the mining industry and the area that she had lived in to stand up to what she thought was wrong. So she was qualified to stand up to this injustice. Judy worked as a volunteer for the coal River Mountain Watch, a group that fought against mountaintop removal mining. Eventually, she became its executive director. She registered to take part in protests against mining companies. At the protest, Judy faced a lot of anger and insults. Many coal miners were not opposed to mountaintop removal mining. They supported it because they needed the jobs to provide for their families. So she registered to protest. She added her name to the list of people protesting, but the people who were working in this industry wanted it to continue because this is how they supported their families. This is how they made their money. Judy knew it would be impossible to boycott the mining companies. She needs coal and she needs it to live, so she can't boycott the company completely. She can't stop using or doing business with them because she needs what they sell. The coal miners could not afford to leave their jobs. Instead, she pushed for changes to be made to the mining process. Slowly, small changes were made to protect communities in mining areas. In 2003, Judy was awarded the Goldman Environmental Prize for her efforts as an activist. So she wasn't able to boycott and stop doing business, but she tried to get them to make small changes that would make things better. Remembering Judy. Sadly, Judy could not fulfill all her goals. She was not able to finish all of her goals. She wasn't able to complete all of her goals. She was diagnosed with cancer and died in January 2011. But her success has provided encouragement to other activists. Her success and how she was able to make small changes has made other people believe that they can also take a stand and protest and make changes that will help. Judy may not have been able to stay in her home, but her work will help preserve and protect the Appalachian Mountains and help others remain in their homes. Okay, we're going to stop here because we have like a minute left on the meeting and we're going to run out of time. Mohammed, do you have a question?
No, I forgot to lower my hand.
No
Sorry.
problem. Leanne, do you have a question?
Yes,
Sorry, honey, I hit your button by mistake. What's your question?
yes, I have a question. The vocabulary words. I don't understand protest and qualified.
Okay. I explained that protest means when you stand up and object to something. See Judy in this picture here? You see how
Yes.
she's standing up and talking to people because she thinks something is being done wrong? She's
Yeah.
trying to make a change. So she's standing up and protesting. She's saying, I don't like what's going on. And protesting means that you share that with other people. Okay? And qualified, we said qualified means that you have the capabilities. The meeting is going to end any second. Qualified is that you have the abilities to do something and you meet the requirements necessary to do it. Whatever they say you have to do or you have to be able to do this job, you meet those requirements. And qualified means you are able to do it. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, I'll see you in the next meeting. We'll do the literary terms together, and then we're going to do language.